Yes.
Good evening, and welcome to another scene in London Ascending, a vampire venue. Tonight, we will have a scene in The Lady in Waiting, the bar that is owned by the Ventru Harpy. Laura is just sitting, making some notes of recent discussions she's had. She's just seeing if there's any new developments. Maybe there's a couple boons here and there that she needs to be, well, at least keeping a tab on.
Mr. Peck will arrive this time in a old-timer car. It makes lots of noise, and but he's driving, and as he comes to, he'll park the car and come inside.
Laura will just stand up and just welcome Mr. Peck inside, and curtsy, and just bid him sit, let him have a seat at the table. Just welcome inside. Just,
A quiet night, I see, Miss Laura.
sorry, what?
It's a quiet night.
So far? No.
Do you expect anyone else?
I don't know. Most nights I simply sit here and hope for company. And with the good people of this city, there is quite a lot of company to be had, which pleases me greatly.
Well, I hope I'm not disturbing.
No, no, not at all.
At that point, the door opens, and well, Diane walks in. Her long white blonde hair is kind of stuck up in a big bun of braids on her head, and she, as she's stepping through the door, her eyes kind of seem to take in the room. Specifically, she's looking for other exits and windows and such.
It's the first room you come into is fairly open, large windows. Um, it's a lounge more than like a bar, so it's not. It's very open, large windows, and there is a couple of business people around. What you've been told from most people who know this place, which is a lot of people, is that there is a sort of another section which is in the back, and you can see that there is like there is a divide, and the back of the building has these small booths, and there aren't very many people in there, and there are less windows, and it seems fairly stylish, and it is comfortable chairs. It's kind of a nice place. But you will see Mr. Peck and Laura sitting in there.
She will walk up to the two of them, kind of give a nod at both of them. Hello.
Ah,
Mr. Peck would rise up from his chair since there is a new lady present.
mm, Laura will just do a curtsy, um, a short curtsy, and we'll just look to her. You are the child of the skull, right?
Tristan.
Yes.
Yes, I'm his child.
Yes. Please come in, please. And she will just.
I'm already inside.
Yes, come join us. Come sit, please.
Ah, right.
And she will. She'll show you a place to sit down. She'll just. Yeah. Yeah. It does seem we do have more company, Mr. Peck. This is Steiner of Clan Gangrel.
Peck will smile, very wide smile, and then simply say, "Your servant, man. Welcome to London."
She'll just give a sharp nod and extend her hand. Pleased to meet you.
Mr. Peck will extend his hand, shake yours, very delicately.
She withdraws her hand pretty fast. She, from the way that she's showing, like, she knows what to do, but you can obviously see that she's not used to do this kind of socializing.
Oh, my dear kid, how long has it been since you've actually been in the company of gentlemen and ladies?
I think everyone is a monster. Some of us are just better at hiding it than others.
Mr. Peck will answer that with a snicker.
I'm just gonna have to do something. Something for that. Wow. Okay, she passes it.
I don't know what that was, but
It was to see if she can stop herself from coming with a less than polite remark. She could, and she doesn't seem to react very much to it. She just holds that fairly cute smile she has. Just looks and just says, looks between the two of them and just says, "Well, you are quite a member of your clan. You are always direct, blunt, but honest.
so I've been told.
Well, I can respect that."
That's good to know.
Quite so. Well, our
But
Oh,
to
family.
answer your question,
family of
Mr.
blood
Pack,
does. Sorry, go on.
it has been a long while since I last slept under a roof before I met my sire in the city. I think it's been, what, 60, 70 years ago?
And are you here to visit your sire, or are you here to stay for a while in this beautiful city?
A visit for now, and we'll see where the wind blows.
Right.
For the moment, it seems to be blown in the ways of war, but we will see in time.
If there's war coming to London, then you might get to put up with me a little longer. I will not leave my sire undefended.
That's good to hear.
I assume, since your words speak so eloquently of defending and fighting that you are dispositioned to be a warrior type?
Hmm. In a way, we're all warriors. Again, some fight with words, other fight with claws. I found that my way of fighting with words is not as well as most, so I prefer to fight with claws.
Well, I can tell you, my dear giant, that um, there are some warrior types in the city that acquire swords and claws and axes to do that bidding for them. And I'll be happy to introduce you to one of my own clan called Camilla Fortescue.
I have heard of her. It seems that she's challenged the Brugia Primogen.
Sorry, what?
The Brugia Primogen will open her doors to those of us who are more martially inclined. And it seems that this Camilla has, well, I don't know, kind of challenged her, I guess. It's only her say. I've not heard it from either of their mouths.
Well, if it's all done in good sports, I don't really see a problem with it.
I'm sure it is. But I said it was her say.
I, for one, will be there. Maybe just to watch, but should be interesting to see the different warriors of the city, how they fare.
Very much interested myself as well.
It sounds very exciting indeed. Nothing I would personally participate in, but I would not mind to wager some money on that.
Hmm. Oh, you're tempting me, Mr. Peck.
Oh, would I tempt you even more? I actually add a number to the wager I'm willing to bet.
What are you saying, like a pool, or?
Well, I would say that I would be willing to wager £10,000.
Well, on what exactly? On one particular fighter? Or a match? Or what?
Oh, that would be definitely a match call. Yes.
Hmm. Well, I would have to know the the participants before I would wager any money, of course.
Right. Well, I assume that in this fight, um, disciplines are not to be used, and it's going for well, it would go for bear, so to speak, in order to make sure that some of us don't misuse some of the powers they have to gain a very unfair advantage. After all, I do believe in British sportsmanship.
Right,
That
sir.
is what I've heard, indeed. But again, I've heard this not from the source itself.
Well, I don't mind having an arrangement with Dana then. Sorry, the Project Prime.
Hmm. If I were to bet, I probably would put my money on the Project Primogen myself. But, well, I would want to look for myself at the day, see who is the challenger, challengers, and how, indeed, it will be put out. But Uh, just a showing the people, the fighters in the city is a good thing with a potential conflict coming our way. But
Exactly. And with this in mind, I wouldn't mind people training to upgrade their skills to a more advantageous number, something we could use during the war, something I could be aware of when facing pawns on the battlefield.
I believe there will be plenty of opportunities for that.
Oh
But
yes, yes, I'm not at all assuming that it should be happening right now. I'm just saying that um, knowing people's skills beforehand could be a fair or unfair advantage.
well, I would say you could make an educated guess due to their clan, and then make your bets accordingly. But
Well, that's the beauty of it, dear Laura. If we bet on fighting skills, do we bet on fortitude or on potence? Do we bet on celerity or do we bet on, say, a particular strong form of obfuscate? It all depends on style and ways that we want to use in battle.
hmm, indeed. However, there is another thing I would not regarding this though. Um, I do believe have the both of you heard of the breach of etiquette in the Elysium not too long ago.
You mean the questioning that went on and the punishment that happened afterwards of my clan member Sebastian?
Yes, that incident. It seems as though, especially the seneschal and the sire of the current Arcadian Primogen, have gotten themselves in a bit of trouble.
Well, I assume the seneschal wasn't very happy that they performed the punishment within his Elysium building and specifically in his office.
The keeper, you mean?
Oh, right,
Since,
yes, sorry, keeper.
yeah, I'm sure that it must have been a misunderstanding.
Well, as I have heard it, there were some harsh words back and forth again, especially coming from the keeper, saying that he wants a compensation for this breach of etiquette rules within the agency.
The Queen's decree must be carried out. This I am not blind, but I do not remember whether or not the Queen said that the punishment should be carried out right then and there.
No, I do believe the only things he definitely prerequisites was the fact that it should be eventful.
Hmm. Yes. Well,
Oh no, unique it was. Unique. She wanted a unique punishment.
I have heard some people say that they're worried a bit of the potential implications of some people, elders, wanting with a passion to carry out the sentence as soon as possible. I do not know the implicated that well yet, since I have not
I
been.
assume merely people were carried away in the willingness to punish someone standing who before this moment ruled us all beneath our feet below.
I would agree with you. One should carry out the Queen's orders with some joy. It was merely a concern I heard.
Why would you be concerned that people are very zealous to perform very well in front of or at the notice of our prince slash queen?
Well, this was a concern I heard around town.
Oh, right, right.
So I would not know why I would be concerned.
Oh, I'm sorry, I misunderstood. I thought it was your personal
No,
concern.
no, 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 no. You know, as a hobby, I do hear bits and pieces everywhere. So
Well, I do understand that if you want to measure and weigh if price is asked, definitely when it comes to booze and favors, it's not overreaching the actual breach of the code of conduct we all have. Then yes, you should definitely get all the facts straight.
normally, I would not pay too much mind to such concerns, but the fact that they have, in so doing, breached etiquette has given a little bit more weight to such concerns, in my mind. Would not
Fact
be.
will reach backwards and then rub his temples for a moment and then say, Miss Dion,
Yes.
do you require any assistance with meeting or talking to members of the court?
Is there a reason for me to go talk to them?
Well, I know that some members of our court are definitely searching to form coteries. Therefore, that might be handy. Also,
Your
um,
elders.
I assume that you want to be seen as useful within the court. Therefore, it might be advantageous to meet with people that can give you a assignment or something that would definitely give the queen enough enticement to say that you can stay in the city because you are so very helpful to her. Well, I should say city economics, for instance, or welfare of her kind being.
First of all, the idea of people with our status in coteries sounds almost degrading. You put neonates in a coterie so they can stick together.
Well, Miss Diane, although you are right, um, when coteries of neonates last long enough, they will become coteries of Vencile and after that elder.
If
Having
that is so, indeed.
a strong group of elders thinking the same way and helping out other neonates or Vencile to form or to wield the city's problems with an axe or simply supporting the queen in our instance is definitely something that is very much worth receiving praise on its own. Although I understand that your personal feelings towards the forming of a coterie is less admirable,
I'm not used to spending a lot of time around our kind or the kind.
Well, that's why we have
So
different
getting
kinds.
into such a close group might be something that I would keep at a distance for now until I am more used to the social nightlife of the city. As far as your second question, being useful, I prefer to be useful through my actions and not through fancy words of how useful I could be. Could-be's and would-be's don't win a war. Actions do.
Well, if you are a woman of action, you should maybe use those words that do rest upon your tongue and go talk to the sheriff. Maybe he can find you a position where your actions might come in handy. We did just um, topple manipulator of men and a sect of demon worshippers.
I have
Action
heard.
was required.
I have heard. However, I am just new to the city and have not had the time to get so much involved as you seem to be. It's back. I have talked to the sheriff. We've had a very pleasant meeting.
I can imagine. I do believe that he is of your blood.
Indeed. And our mindsets when it comes to words and actions are similar, I believe.
There are some
I
in the
can
city who claim or have claimed to be part of your bloodline.
I have heard. Well, claims are like words. Until proven, they mean nothing. And are just empty and hollow,
That's quite right.
like people who make false claims.
But like words, for some, they might wield a lot of damage when said to the right people.
They will most definitely deal a lot of damage when they are found out to be false.
My thoughts exactly.
Well, it is unusual for elders to form coteries. This was, I believe, in a response to the most likely impending incursion by the Sabbat. Such things do require sometimes some unconventional approaches.
Are you a supporter of unconventional war?
I'm merely saying that to call it an insult I would not call it. I would call it a decision by a queen, and we should respect that decision.
I would like to state that I did not call it an insult.
No, those were mine words exactly. If somebody was of my blood, and he would claim or she would claim to be not of my blood, I would assume that he or she would either be ashamed to be called what I am, and the other way around. If somebody would claim to be of my blood and then turn out not to be, I would assume it's an insult that you retract being from my clan, because why would you not want to be if you claim it so?
Quite right. Although I was speaking of the Queen's decree of forming coteries, not of the fairly
Oh, sorry, I misunderstood. I do tend
cowardice way
to.
of claiming the blood of someone you do not have claim to, which is a despicable thing to do. Well, at least if you are a person of some standing, courage, honor, then yes, I would agree with you that you should at least feel insulted if someone were to claim your blood and then prove not to be worthy.
I think it would take courage in the first place. Well, no, I'm taking that back. It would. There would be needed a lot of stupidity to go as far as to claim that you are of the blood of a gangrel.
Well,
I expect that stupidity will solve this matter pretty soon.
like removing warning labels from medicine, you mean that?
Quite so. Hmm. Well, whatever the case. Diane, if you were to require a bit more socializing, you are always welcome to come here. I am here as much as I can to listen to the concerns of people, or if people have news they wish spread. And I could, just keep you company, ease you into the whole socializing thing, if you would wish so.
It might be necessary.
It is up to you, of course. I will not force the issue.
Seeing as there is a very likely chance I will at least stay a year, I suspect it might be good. It doesn't mean that it is a thing that brings me great joy.
Well, it is.
Of course, this has nothing to do with your establishment or your company.
Oh, thank you. And she kind of, she has this smile on her face that is like she understands, but she seems to be a little teasing and just smiles to you. But there's nothing really malicious in it. She just smiles to you. I'll take that compliment. Oh, and she just smirks at her and just says, "I will perhaps introduce you to some people, and some other places. We can talk to them and just try to keep good company. Who knows? At some point, you might actually be able to tolerate it."
Who knows, indeed. One who could behold the future would be the one with real power.
Sorry, one more time?
The one who could behold the future would be one with real power.
Quite so. Very few can True to say that they can do that. She gives her a look that is somewhat more mischievous, and she just considers her for a moment. Doesn't say anything. She just looks at her. Just, well, please, feel free to come by anytime.
When you look at her, I wonder, I'm using aspects to figure out what kind of motives you have with the looks you give.
Yes, let me just check
Oh
which.
my god, that's a bot.
That's a fun. Oh
Seven,
boy.
7 fucking dice, and I still watch. So what do I think about the look that you just gave her?
Oh boy. Here it comes.
You get the impression that Laura is checking out what size of jacket Diana would wear. Maybe she's planning on buying her a jacket.
All right. Well, Mr. Peck will then simply smile and assume that you have no idea what fashion is all about. Jackets are so 2014, and he will leave it at that.
Actually, wasn't it an aura perception?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you see like Laura's looking like a mage or something.
If you look like a mage, then
No. It's fine.
The other revives.
You're quite sure she's a lupine. No.
if that's the case, Mr. Peck will definitely rub his eyes again and shake his head a little bit. And then he will actually rise up because of that occasion. And he will say, ladies, I do believe that I've had too much of a rowdy dinner to focus my eyes. Getting older does mean getting more sleep. I do have to bid you a farewell.
Uh,
My ladies, if you would need book me, you can always contact me through the appropriate channels.
it's a shame. You must leave us, Mr. Peck. You are, as always, delightful company.
Mr. Peck would bow towards Laura first, and then Diane, and say, until we meet again. And he would leave, still rubbing his eyes a little bit.
Laura seems a little confused as Mr. Peck leads, or a little concerned, maybe. All right. She's a little bit puzzled for a moment, and she's just. She doesn't think too much of it after a couple of seconds. She just. And she sits down again, and she'll just look at Diane and just say, "Sir, if you were forced to talk for a lengthy period of time, what would you talk about? Some of your travels? The great outdoors?"
I have not traveled far,
Oh,
and the outdoors would most likely not be a pleasant conversation for most of the people here.
well, if I may come with a suggestion. Socializing usually works best when you do not try to end your sentences as fast as possible. And she has like a bit of an upgiving smile as she smiles at Diane. Just
Right. I will practice that.
It's quite all right. I'm just merely coming with suggestions. Hmm. I knew one fellow once who reminds you a bit of you.
Oh,
He was, I think he's still around. Uh, well, he's on the mainland, not on the Isles here, but no, he was quite the, what shall we say? He was not one for conversation. It took me a while to get him to lighten up.
conversation should have a purpose. That purpose is fulfilled. What's further point in conversation?
Well, socializing with people can bring people closer together. And you said, however bluntly, you said something that is, in my mind, perhaps a very astute observation that most of us are no longer human, but we pretend to be human. I would argue that social interactions over longer periods of time with humans can keep us human. It can remind us what it really means, more or less.
That is a desire.
Quite so. But it's a help. Other than that, conversation can tell quite a few things about different people. And if you can keep people talking, you can learn quite a lot if you know how to listen and how to ask questions.
Like what?
For instance, not necessarily asking, well, asking how someone is doing, asking lots of trivial questions, but then asking it to the same person you know, and 3 or 4 times you've heard this same answer the same way, but suddenly this day you find out that the answer is quite different. It may be a little bit more studied, or he may seem a little bit off. Maybe he answers this question exactly the same time, exactly the same way every time, but this time it is vastly different. He's caught off guard. And you know something has happened. Then you can dive into that and find out what might actually have happened. And then you might have gained an important piece of information.
To what end?
To know as much as you can, because sometimes a lack of knowledge can be quite hazardous to your health.
Right.
Mm. There are some people who simply enjoy talking, conversation with people. I do not count you in that group, but believe it or not, there are actually people who do.
I do not believe that I fall to that group, but I am quite familiar with one of these individuals.
Most of us are. But as far as I can tell, I will see you at the Bruja Primitives get together.
I will take my leave.
Oh, but I will see you there, right?
That is my plan, yes.
Ah, good. I will be looking forward to it. Please, give my regards to your sire.
Dan stands up, stands for a moment, apparently looking for a good way to say goodbye. Can't seem to find it, so just gives a nod and will turn around and leave.
All right. And with Laura just sitting there and just smiling to herself and just seeming a little amused or intrigued by this very blunt Gangrel. Um, she will just simply sit back and get back to some of the things she was working on. And with that, we will end our scene. Thank you very much, players, for playing, and watchers for watching. Good night.